Hey Raiders Nation, buckle up because we're diving into some hot topics today. Maxx Crosby just dropped some intriguing insights about the potential future of our quarterbacks, and we can't ignore what he's saying. Is Cam Ward or Shador Sanders going to be the next face of the franchise? Let's break it down. Maxx Crosby, the superstar pass rusher for the Las Vegas Raiders, recently dropped some intriguing thoughts on his podcast about the top quarterbacks in the 2025 NFL Draft, Cam Ward and Shador Sanders. It's not just what he said that caught attention, it's also who's saying it. As a leader of the Raiders, Crosby might know something we don't. He mentioned how fired up he is about the potential of these guys, saying, "Please, Cam Ward followed the boy. Shador, obviously me and him. It's my boy. We need to have them on the show after the season to pitch why they should be the first QB taken." He's really speaking it into existence, and it sounds like he wants to make it happen. Crosby joked about his plans to bully the quarterbacks in practice, but clarified that he wouldn't hurt them. He emphasized, "If you come to the Raiders, you will be hit as a quarterback in practice," but reassured them that it's all in good fun. What's noteworthy here is that Crosby hinted that one of these quarterbacks might end up being his teammate next season. There's a solid chance that either Cam Ward or Shador Sanders could become the Raiders' starting QB. This doesn't mean Crosby is abandoning support for the current quarterbacks. Instead, it suggests he's got his eye on the future. Plus, he might already be in talks with coaches like Tom Teskey and Antonio Pierce about potential plans for the team. The excitement is building in Raider Nation as the possibility of a new quarterback could shake things up. All right, let's dive into what Maxx Crosby had to say about the Raiders' quarterback situation. It's no secret that the Raiders are on the hunt for a new QB, and when your team's top dog is dropping hints about it, you've got to pay attention. Crosby's comments definitely make you wonder if the team is seriously looking to draft a quarterback. Now, here's the scoop. Earlier in the season, the buzz around the quarterback class was huge, with people expecting up to 7 of them to go in the first round. But as the season rolls on and teams start diving into the tape, it's becoming clear that this class might not be as strong as initially thought. Sure, there are talented players, but right now, NFL scouts are only giving a first-round grade to one guy, Cam Ward from Miami. Shador Sanders and a few others like Jalen Milroe, Quinn Ewers, and Carson Beck might also make the cut. But nothing's guaranteed. It's crucial to understand that having first-round talent doesn't always mean you'll get picked in the first round. Maxx Crosby seems to have his ear to the ground because he's heard some chatter about this draft class, and it's fascinating to see what he shared on his podcast. He's got that competitive spirit, saying he'll bully both Ward and Sanders regardless of whether they're teammates or not. And honestly, that's classic Max. He's been known for his fierce play on the field, like that time he got fired up with Bo Nix. In short, the Raiders absolutely need to find a solid quarterback. They recently brought in Desmond Ritter, and while I think he has potential, the search is still on for that franchise QB. Desmond Ritter might have some potential, but let's be real, he's unlikely to become a top 5 quarterback or lead the Raiders to a Super Bowl. The chances of that happening are slim to none. When we talk about quarterback busts, there are 2 categories. The first includes guys like Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield who had talent but struggled early on. They may still develop and find success later in their careers, possibly even leading a team into the playoffs or a Super Bowl run. On the other hand, you have players like Trey Lance and Justin Fields, who just don't seem to have what it takes at this level. They're generally viewed as busts, and I doubt they can turn things around. As for Ritter, we're not quite sure which bucket he falls into yet. He's young and still has a shot, but there's a lot working against him, especially with the struggles he's faced. Ritter may get his opportunity if things don't improve with the current QB situation. Gardner Minshew has been underwhelming, and the offensive line has had its issues. While the run game is starting to show some improvement, pass protection remains a concern. Plus, the overall scheme has been lacking. Critics might argue that the quarterback needs to make plays and push the ball downfield, but the coaching staff must also create an offense that isn't too predictable. The current play calling, particularly from Luke Getsy, has become stale and easy to read. Defenses are picking up on the blitz and guessing the hot routes, which is frustrating. In short, even if Ritter steps in, it's hard to see him making a significant impact with the way things are set up. Long-term, the Raiders need to consider a fresh start at quarterback to truly turn things around. Desmond Ritter over guys like Gardner Minshew or Aiden O'Connell is best. There is no difference in both of the players. Minshew has some potential, but let's be honest, he's not going to lead a team to success unless he's working with top-tier coaches like Kyle Shanahan or Andy Reid. With Ritter, it's a different story. He's a third-round pick who has shown flashes of talent. I believe he can still be molded into a solid quarterback. He has the right traits, and his situation with the Raiders seems to motivate him. Recently, during a press conference, Ritter spoke about his determination to seize this opportunity. He mentioned how he was cut just 3 months ago, which should be motivation enough to push him to prove himself. He shared a touching moment about telling his daughter he had to go to Vegas, emphasizing that he does everything for his family. This opportunity isn't just about football. It's about showing everyone, including himself, that he belongs in the league. When asked if he feels an extra chip on his shoulder, he confirmed it, saying it's not just about proving himself to the league, but about fulfilling his own expectations. He knows what he's capable of, and now it's time for him to show it. There you have it. Desmond Ritter is clearly expressing his feelings about the uncertainty of his future. He shared a touching moment with his daughter, highlighting his motivation to prove himself. That's the kind of drive I can really appreciate, especially in a player facing challenges. Sure, some people might say the Raiders season is done, but I always find excitement in Raiders games. At this point, I think it would be fun for the team to bring in a new quarterback every few weeks. Even if Ritter doesn't pan out, at least there's a bit of hype to look forward to. Looking ahead, I'm not too impressed with this quarterback class. Even if a couple of them turn out to be good, it largely depends on whether some of the top prospects, like Quinn Ewers, decide to enter the draft. Ewers is a true junior, and if he wants to come out, he'll need to graduate early from Texas. If he's not on track to graduate, he won't be able to declare. There's also the possibility that some guys, like Miller Moss and Drew Aller, might choose to stay in college. This makes it tough to predict how the draft will shake out. If you want to dive deeper into my analysis of potential quarterbacks the Raiders might target, check out the link to my recent video in the comments below. I just posted some insights on my second YouTube channel focused on college content. Don't forget to subscribe and support. To wrap up this video, let's talk about DJ Glaze. Coming out of Maryland, he's definitely an intriguing player. When I first watched his tape, mainly just 1 or 2 games, including that Ohio State matchup, I thought he looked more like a future guard rather than a tackle at the next level. Honestly, I wasn't particularly impressed with his mobility. He didn't move very well in pass protection. He lacked the quickness and explosiveness you'd expect from a top tackle prospect. This made me skeptical about his potential as a tackle in the NFL. That said, some of the best guards in the league started out as tackles in college. For example, Tyler Smith transitioned from left tackle to guard, and we've seen similar success stories with players like Zach Martin, Samuel Cosmi, and Tevin Jenkins. So when the Raiders drafted DJ Glaze in the 3rd round, I thought they might be planning to shift him inside to guard. Historically, most tackles taken in the 3rd round or later don't become starters in the NFL, as the majority of successful tackles are usually 1st or 2nd round picks. It's important to consider the scheme, too. For example, during the Raiders' matchup against the Chargers, people claimed that Joa shut down Maxx Crosby. In reality, the Chargers had a plan to double-team Crosby on almost every play, which made it look like Joa was shutting him down when it was really a team effort. This kind of strategic play applies to DJ Glaze as well. The coaching staff is helping him out by using doubles and hidden blocks to support him, making it easier to mask his weaknesses. It's strategy, not just individual talent. To sum up, DJ Glaze has shown flares of promise, but there are definitely areas he needs to improve. His youth and lack of experience show in the way he handles defensive ends. He'll need to continue to grow and focus on developing his skills to reach the next level. If he can't fix those issues, he may struggle in the NFL, where speed and agility are crucial. While the Raiders' QB situation continues to be a talking point, DJ Glaze's potential remains an exciting aspect of the team's future. Whether he can be a staple on the offensive line or needs to shift to guard remains to be seen. I look forward to seeing how he evolves as a player, and I hope he continues to develop and prove his worth on the field. Stay tuned for more updates on this and other Raiders news. Thanks for watching.